Hey, what's going on, Periscope? If you're going to be catching this on the replay, I do appreciate you taking a little bit of time out of your very busy schedule to come through and spend some time with me. All right? So, who is me? I am I am Ruben Arana. I am passionate about education. I'm trained in the field of the arts, and hey, what's going on? Yo, big shout out to you, Miss RMBA. Good evening, go getter. Big shout out to you. Awesome, awesome. Congratulations to you, Miss RMBA. Some of us are not surprised at all by your accomplishments and your accolades. So again, big shout out to you. Much love and respect to you, Miss RMBA. So as I was saying, is that so I'm really passionate about education, right? And I really love that those moments where I can get in front of a group of people, group of students, and help them to understand something that might have been more complicated before. You know, I feel like I'm a teacher at heart. You know, that's like my gifting, and I love being in front of a group of people, and it's like, let me tell you about this concept. Let me tell you about this idea. Let me tell you about this methodology. And let me break it down in a way that's easy for you to understand. That's one part, but also really empowering. I love that dynamic of teaching. So, what I'm excited to talk about today. Hey, Pookie, what's going on, good lady? Good to see you. Let me say what's up real quick to some great people in the room. Serena's here, Angel is here, Wendy's here, Marion is here, Liz is here, Kayla is here, Nakia is here, and Jennifer. What's going on, Jennifer? Good to see you. Hey, what's going on, Merscan? All right. So what I'm really excited about is is talking about how we can better communicate with one another. All right. How can we better communicate with one another? And guess what? Okay. This is some of you have probably heard this before in terms of the next phrase I'm going to say. You know what? It's actually can be considered an idiom. All right. Big shout out to all my Perry Pictionary friends in here. But this can actually be considered an idiom. And that idiom is that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for inviting your followers. That's very appreciated. If you have not followed Pookie's example and invited your friends and shared on Twitter, that would be very appreciated. If at minimum, let's say you don't want to share on and invite your friends, right? You don't want to do that. If you could at least at minimum share on Twitter, that would be very appreciated. Okay. Amen. Thank you. All right, now check this part out. So, if we have 2 ears and we want to listen twice as much as we speak, that's wisdom right there. That's not even me being like smart or deep, right? There's nothing deep about that. That's just straight up wisdom. You should always be prepared to listen much more than you're ready and willing to talk. I don't know if you know anybody like this. I don't know. I mean, do you guys know anybody like that? That's like always chatting, always talking, and they never give you a chance to speak, and they're never listening to what it is that you have to say, right? Right, exactly. You've come across those kind of people, right? You've come across those types of people. Oh my goodness, yo, it's like, yo, chill, yo, let me get a little bit of air, after I just heard you speak for, repetitively for so long, and this is in conversation mode, right? Yes. What? In conversation mode, a conversation, right, needs to be a back and forth. You know, one of the things, oh, you know what I think about too? One of the things I do, I'm a theater, exactly. I'm a theater trained professional. And so a lot of my background is in the theater. And so I help actors with their stage presence and vocalization, but I also design sets, right? I'm an artist. So the beautiful part about what I get to do is combine a few different things. I love the arts and I love drawing and painting. So if you are familiar with me, you've seen me do some drawing and painting scopes. But I love the dynamic of empowering people to stand in front of a group of people and speak with confidence, right? Okay, but check this out. There's a thing called, I'm sure you've heard of this, right? There's a thing called in the theater world a monologue and a thing called a dialogue. The people that speak way too much, right? They are giving monologues. A conversation with two people is a dialogue. So when you are involving yourself in a conversation, don't be a monologue. Right? You don't want to be a monologue. You don't want to be that dude. Don't be that dude. Yo, I just became that dude. And I'm just giving straight up. Oh, what's going on? Yo, Natalie Cruz in the building. What's going on? Okay. Big shout out to Natalie. Big shout out to you. Love you, sis. Hey, you know what? I'm just trying to catch up. Just trying to catch up. Big shout out to Natalie Cruz. Yo, Natalie, I need some kind of chicken. I need a chicken emoji, or say something about chicken or something, man. I need that in my life. All right, so let me go ahead and get to these 6 things, right? Rotisserie, yo. Oh, Natalie, yo. Okay. I know they have that really, really well in LA, right? But you know the Cuban rotisserie chickens? Oh God. Oh, you just made me hungry right now. Yes. With the brick oven, right? And the Cuban spices. Yes, and they have the slow rotisserie going, and they put the spices on it just right. My God, with some beans and rice. Oh. And some and some plátanos. Oh my goodness, my God. Okay, all right. That's what I needed. That's why Natalie is the best troll you can have. So if Natalie comes to your scope and she's trolling you talking about chicken, yo, that's a blessing. Oh, Miami, that's what's up. I'm in Tallahassee right now. So Miami knows what's up. My uncle is a chef at a Cuban restaurant, so you know the deal. All right, let me go ahead and get to this. It will. Let me do my world peace sign and chicken. Absolutely. So yeah, big shout out to Miami. Big shout out to Cuba. Big shout out to Central America. That's where I was born, in Nicaragua. But let me go ahead and get to these. We want to focus on listening tonight, right? These 6 things, right? We're going to focus on the listening part. And that first step to listening is discrimination, or discriminatory listening. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? No problem for me? Okay. Yeah, so what does it mean to discriminate? Yes, discrimination, right? Discriminative listening. Okay, no. Check this out. Okay. Discriminative listening is just the process of a sound wave touching your ear and vibrating in your eardrum, right? It's just the sound that needs to be made so that you can begin the process. Because any kind of listening is going to require a sound, right? It's going to require a sound first. First, there needs to be a sound that's made before any kind of listening happens. And so, what our mind, what our mind and ears are doing is processing, and that's where the discriminative starts happening. We're starting to process, right? We're starting to process all the different sounds that we're getting. I don't know if I'm sure some of you have been in big cities, Miami, LA, New York, even in a smaller city that's really crowded during rush hour. You're bombarded with all these different noises. And so your mind can go into overload, right? Unless it can start to process and discriminate between the sound, or working with kids. I know that's right. My goodness. I'm working with the kids. Ooh, man, that's a lot of noise. So yeah, but yeah. So check this out. There are certain sound waves that you hear in a crowd of sounds that you will pay attention to and perk your ear to, right? So you'll have a bunch of kids yelling and screaming and all of that stuff, but you hear a certain type of sound from one certain kid, and you're like, wait, somebody's in trouble, right? So you can distinguish. You hear all the sounds, but you can distinguish the sound of a child in trouble, right? Even though you're listening to a whole bunch of sounds, right? Okay, so you understand that. Okay. So the next step is closely related to discriminative listening. It's step number 2, where you are comprehensive. It's comprehensive listening. So you are comprehending what you've just heard. And comprehending what you've just heard means that you are giving meaning, right? You're giving meaning to something that you have just heard. Oh my goodness. So you're hearing the sound, right? You're hearing the sound, and it doesn't mean anything at the moment. So comprehensive listening means, okay, let me give this sound some significance. All right, let me step into Dr. G's area right now. Big shout out to Dr. G Hightower, right? In relationships, check this out in terms of relationships. And if you follow me on Quad Squad, I did mention this before, right? But if you're in a relationship, a lot of times, put some respect on it, no doubt. Janine Cummins, yo, what's going on, Janine? That's my sister from over there in London. Good to see you, my sis. Very good to see you. I know you're having a good time with Jamila. Big shout out to Jamila Corbett. Jamila is hanging out in London right now, and Janine is in London. Well, Janine lives there, but Jamila Corbett is visiting London, and they're having a fantastic time. Big shout out to you, Janine. Thank you for coming through. All right, so we are. Turn that up a little bit. So yeah, so we're processing the sound that we just heard, and we have to give it meaning. So in terms of a relationship, when your spouse, your significant other, makes a sound, right? They make a sound, and what you have to do as the person, you know what? Let's make it real. Let's make it real, right? The woman is saying something to the man, right? Let's make it real. And the man has to process that sound. But if the man doesn't want to hear the sound, what do? They shut it down, right? Right? It sounds like blah, 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 right? So let's say you want to go out and do something. So, the man wants to go out and do something. They're heading out the door, right? They're heading out the door, and they hear the sound, right? It's not funny. No, it's not funny. This is not funny at all. It's not funny at all. Serious business. Okay, wait. Serious face. Okay, so the man just bounces. It's just like blah, 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 blah. And so it's the responsibility. I'm not a Muslim at all. But much respect to the Muslims, and I hope you're having a great Ramadan. It is the responsibility of the man to make sure that they pause, right? You have to stop